Happy Wednesday. Hi, everybody. Happy Hump Day. We are halfway through the week. Thank you so much for joining me once again every Wednesday for our Facebook Live tutorial. And I am, as usual, streaming into LinkedIn and YouTube and going live on Instagram. Hey, Shona, how are you? So we have quite a few new followers. And if I am not calling out your name, just know that not because that I don't see you, I do see you. Just that I want to make sure that we finish everything within 30 minutes, right? If you're joining me on Facebook, make sure you click on the StreamYard link so I can see your name. I'm having some issues with my Instagram today. So, okay, here you go. This is not sitting well. The phone is not sitting well. Okay. Hopefully one day Instagram is going to allow us to stream directly from Facebook. When you go into Facebook Live, they go into Instagram. Hopefully that will happen sooner or later, so I don't have to struggle with this. So sorry, this is driving me a little crazy. Oops. There you go. Okay, much better. Okay, so everybody can see me good on Instagram, right? Okay. Thank you so much for joining me once again every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, where I come on live inside our Facebook group and also on Instagram. If you're joining me the very first time, my name is May Yo Silvers. I am the owner of M2 Hospitality, a multiple six-figure profit event planning company, and also the event founder, event mentor, and coach for Unstoppable Eventrepreneur. So for those of you on Instagram, you can see my merchandise that I'm wearing. And then on Facebook, I probably will have to sit up a little bit more so you can see. So my program is called the Unstoppable Eventrepreneur. We help event planners to start and grow the event planning company into a multiple six-figure profit business as well. So, hey, Terry, thank you for joining me on Instagram. Hi, Amel, thank you for joining me on Instagram. Again, if you're on Facebook, make sure you click on the StreamYard link so I can see your name. If not, just type your name so I can address you by your name. Okay. So today we are going to talk about this particular way of thinking that could be sabotaging your growth in your business and also in your personal growth. It is not something that you may think that you're doing, but it's something that you subconsciously may be doing that you do not know. And that's the reason why I want to create a video on this, because I see it happening more often than I desire. Okay, I'm going to give you one example. So I engage a lot on my social media, right, with my followers, and sometimes also in person when I go to networking events. And I hear people tell me this all the time. May, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. You know, your business is going so well and you have so many followers on your social media, and you are so put together. Everything is going so well for you, right? So I accept the compliment, I receive the compliment, and I thank them for the compliment, and I ask the same question back to them. I say, how is your business? So when they ask me how's my business, I tell them, yeah, business is doing great, and family is good, and etc. And then they say that I'm so lucky, everything seems to be going so well for me, and that I always have everything put together. I'm so put together, and everything I do is always a success. I always get what I want. So I asked them back the same question. I was like, how is your business? How are you? How are things going in your business? And I will get a response like, oh, nothing's happening in the business. The growth of the business is very slow. There's not much momentum, right? So, and I will ask, why? Why is that? Right? Why is that? Why is there not much momentum? Why is there not much growth? And they will say, well, it's easy for you to grow your business. It's easy for you to get success in your business because you have been in the business for so long, and people, you have connections. Okay, people, you have connections. and you're pretty, you're smart. So now, when this kind of conversation comes up, this is not something that is uncommon. Okay? Immediately, I ask back the question. So you think my success is because I'm pretty, I'm smart, that's because I have connections, because I've been in the business for so long, that's why I have success in my business? And the answer a lot of times is yes. So when they say that I am successful and they are not, and they attribute their lack of success because of what I have and what they do not have. So basically, they say that they are not as successful as me because they're not as pretty as me. They're not as smart as me. They don't know as many people as me. They don't have the connections and they don't have the experience. Okay? For them, it's a fact. They see it as the reality. It's a fact that they don't have the connection. They don't have the money to grow their business. They don't have that many experience, that many years of experience. They don't know as many people as I do. That's why those are the facts that they have come to the conclusion. That's why they are not as successful as they want to be. How many of you have that type of thinking when you look at someone and you wish that you are as successful as that person? Okay, a lot of you are event planners here, and you see someone who's also another event planner and you wish that you are like that, but you tell yourself that I don't have that momentum, I don't have that growth in my business because I don't have what she has. How many of you in your life, let's not even talk about business, let's talk about life in general. Okay, life in general. You want to lose weight. Okay, guilty. Okay, you want to lose weight and you say that, oh my God, I that person is able to lose so much weight so fast because they have time to buy those meal delivery service. They have they have the money to buy the meal delivery service. They have time to meal prep, right? They have time to meal prep. They have money to hire a trainer. That's why they lose the weight so much faster than me. How many times in your life, take a moment to think about, in any circumstances, that you have told yourself that you are not as successful as another person because of the limitation that you have? Okay, let's make it interactive. I'm not here to just talk to myself. I'm here to talk with you, okay, to talk to you. So I want to hear, if you don't even know that you have committed to this type of thinking, that you have let yourself think that way, okay, that means you have zero self-awareness. Zero. So take the next 10 seconds and ask yourself, have you ever had that way of thinking? Okay, so I have a lot of Facebook users on with me and I can't see your name because if you don't click on the StreamYard link, I don't know who you are. Somebody wrote, sometimes our head gets in the way and creates a self-doubt. Right. So let me know who wrote that because I can't see. My Instagram followers, you guys are very quiet. Okay. If you dedicate your time to come on live and watch something, stay committed. Be there. Otherwise, don't be here. Because you're doing something, you're trying to listen at the same time, and you're not being an active participant in either activities that you're doing. And that's not going to create efficiency. That's not going to retain information. So it's a waste of time. It's like when I go watch Mia do her gymnastic, I won't be there 100%. I don't check my phone because I want to be present. So you have zero self-awareness. Okay, if you don't know, if you exhibit that behavior. Okay, so if you have zero self-awareness, that is why you don't have the growth, or you have very little growth in your business and in your personal life, because you don't know what you're doing right and you don't know what you're doing wrong. Okay? You don't know what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. And somebody wrote on Facebook, says it's a process and requires awareness to catch yourself and change your thought. Absolutely, Sully. Absolutely. Self-awareness is the key to know what you're thinking, because that is going to push what you're doing, your actions. So if you said that you can get to certain things or you can attain certain things compared to another person because of your limitation, you have just slipped into the victimhood mindset. Okay? You have slipped into the victimhood mindset. I'm not even going to talk about commitment. Commitment, absolutely. Okay? But I want you to catch yourself first when you slip into that type of thinking, because that's victimhood mindset, which is poor me, boo hoo hoo. Okay? It's always the circumstances. It's always that something is happening to you, okay, happening to you that is causing you to not grow as a person and also as a business. You put the blame, I'm going to use a very strong word, blame, because you may not see it as a blame. You're just stating the facts. You're just stating the facts but that is the fact, May. I'm not blaming anyone or the circumstances. That's just the fact. I'm not blaming anyone that I do not have the connection. I'm not blaming anyone that I'm not as pretty. I'm not blaming anyone that I'm not as smart. I'm not blaming anyone that I don't have enough experience. But that is the fact. The fact for you is your reality. Okay? So you have a choice. You have a choice in life. What reality you want to live in? The current reality that you want to live in, you know the facts. You know what is happening. But current reality shows your current status. Your status financially, your status in your growth. Are you going to be stuck in your current reality? No. You want to create a brand new reality. The brand new reality is your desired life, is your desired circumstances, is where you want to be. So when you catch yourself thinking, I wish I'm like her. I wish I can have that. I wish I have this. Come to think about it, I have never used the word wish. I wish. Never. Because, for me, it's a negative connotation. When you wish for something, that's why they say wishful thinking, correct? When you wish for something, it's like a victim. I wish that things can be different. No, don't wish. What do you want? If you want something, okay, when I see my mentors, when I see my business associates who are so far along ahead of me, I would never say, I wish I'm like that. You know what I say? If they can do it, so can I. If she can have it, so can I. If she can do it, so can I. If you can do it, so can I. That's how I think. Because if I wish, that means there is a little doubt in that statement that I don't know if I can have that because I'm wishing. So change that wish into I desire to be that way. So when I see someone who has more than me financially or anything, okay, who has more than me, I don't say I wish. I look at that person and I said, if you can do it, so can I. If you can have it, so can I. And then I do not think what she has and what I don't. I do not think that, she has more money than me. Then, because she has more money than me, she can pay more people to do PR for her. That's why she has a bigger brand visibility. I do not think that she is longer in business. That's why she has more connection and experience. You know what I think? I think that I love what I do. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. What do I need to do tomorrow that's going to be different from today? What can I do tomorrow that's going to better me than today so that I can be closer to be like that person? Okay, my idol. So I do not say that I do not look at the reality of my current circumstances. When I look at the reality of my current circumstances, I do an audit because I have a lot of self-awareness. It's something that I'm still working on. All right? I'm a human being. And sometimes the emotions kick in faster than self-awareness. That's when you lash out at people. That's when you become unkind. That's when you start thinking negative thoughts. That's why you have to catch yourself. So if I look at my current reality and say that, well, she has more money than me, I don't have that much money, right? That's why I don't have the momentum. I'm stating the facts. Yes, I'm stating the facts. But you know what's the difference between a victim and a thriver, someone who thrives? A victim will just stop at that and say that, well, I don't have enough money. I wish I had more money. You know what I would do? Because I'm not a victim of my circumstances. I'm a creator of my circumstances. I would say, I don't have enough money, or I don't have that much money as her. What can I do tomorrow? What can I do tomorrow that is going to change the trajectory of the cash injection into my business? What do I need to do in order to do that? I do not stop at the, oh no, poor me. So if you ask yourself, okay, if you ask yourself, have you ever slipped into that type of thinking? You may not think that you are a victim. You may not think that you're blaming anybody. But I'm just calling you out that this type of thinking is categorized as victimhood mindset because you just put yourself in a victim position that you cannot control your current reality. Hence, you do not have the momentum in your business. So, when you claim that you do not have things, that's why you could not be where you want to be. That's a victimhood mindset. You are claiming you are giving up your power. You're giving up your power to the circumstances. You're giving up the power to an external factor, a person, a circumstance, a scenario. Okay? When you give up your power, that's when you become a victim. When someone makes you very angry, you have a choice to be sulking and be the victim of the circumstances that makes you very angry, or you take control of your emotions and say that I'm not going to let it affect me. How can I learn from this experience? So this is not going to be a very long tutorial, but I just want you all to be more self-aware. I asked on Instagram, okay? I asked on Instagram, take 10 seconds to tell me, have you ever had that way of thinking? Right? Same thing for Facebook. If you can't even take the 10 seconds to do a self-audit, that's probably one of the reasons why you may not be getting the momentum that you want. Okay? Self-awareness is number one. So, go back and take some time to start writing out on your journal, okay? When did you ever show up as a victim in your life? It is a very strong word, and it's not a word that will sit well with you. So if victim is not the right word, ask yourself, when have I ever show up in my life that I feel that I do not have a control of things? Okay? And is it true that you do not have a control of things? Or is it true that you are unwilling to make the commitment and the dedication to gain back the control of things? I'm going to repeat that. Go back and take some time and think. In your life, have you ever show up in your life that you feel that you have no control of things? And is it a fact that you simply do not have any control, like Mother Nature, okay, of your reality? Or is it a reality that you can gain back control, but you're unwilling to make the commitment or the dedication to change your current reality? That's where self-awareness come in. Okay. All right. Enough preaching from me today. And just a quick reminder, we have our Passion to Profit workshop starting next Monday, September 26th to 30th. This workshop is a little bit different from our previous workshop because it speaks to event planners who already have a business and is already making a profit of at least $15,000 to $20,000 a year. And this is to teach them how to get from that low 5 figures to the high 5 figures and to the 6 figures. Okay. So this workshop will focus a lot more on CEO thinking, auditing yourself as a CEO of your business. Are you making decisions as an employee of your business? Or are you making decisions as a CEO of your business? We will be talking about that. We will also be talking about how, as a CEO, you should be evaluating your return on investment on your marketing. Okay? So, of course, we will talk about pricing. We'll talk about self-awareness. We'll talk about your relationship with you, your relationship with money. How is that affecting your business? Let's go back to base. Your relationship with you. Okay? How you view yourself. You may say that you're a CEO of your business. Show me that you are the CEO of your business. Show me in your books. Show me in your actions. So go back to self-awareness. Are you truly showing up as a CEO of your business? These are the things that I will be teaching inside the workshop. We have our pricing class as well. So if you are just starting your business, you are more than welcome to join this workshop because this is going to be your future, okay? Your future of when you become a CEO, a true CEO of your business, what you should be doing. And learning the advanced work is going to help you set up your foundation when you start your business. More than welcome to join the workshop, but the content may be a little bit advanced, but I'm going to teach it in a bite-sized manner and easily to understand so you can structure your business the right way and start thinking as a CEO of your business from the very, very beginning, which unfortunately 99% of the event planners who start their business, they operate and think like an employee, and then they get stuck at this income level, which is why I decided to structure this workshop a little bit different, okay? To help you to get out of that rut and hit the high 5 figures and the 6 figures, okay? If you want to sign up for the workshop, comment passion and tag your concierge. You don't know who's your concierge, just comment passion and we'll go back and watch the replay and register you for the workshop. We have a very, very powerful workbook that you need to fill out. So at the end of the workshop, you can reflect back. You can reflect back what you have learned, your CEO thinking, and your self-audit and your self-awareness. Okay? So make sure you sign up for the workshop, comment passion. And for my members inside the Unstoppable Event Entrepreneur program, we're hopping onto Zoom in 2 minutes. So I see you all inside Zoom at 12:30 for my paid members inside the program. For the rest of you, thank you so much for giving me your time today. Make sure that you do some self-awareness to see if you have been exhibiting a victimhood mindset, because that is subconsciously killing your growth, personal growth, and also your business growth. Thank you, everybody. See you all at the workshop. Next week, I will not be teaching at 12 p.m. Eastern Time Zone because when we do our workshop, I teach at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Zone and it's inside Zoom. But you got to register in order to join us for the workshop. So comment passion, tag your concierge. You don't know who's your concierge, just comment passion and we'll reach out to you so that we can send you the workbook and register you. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you, Jacqueline. Bye-bye.